Recording.
Recording is on.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Mindfulness Monday. Today, our restorative yoga practice. Today is the 18th of May, 2020. And before we get started, I just want to let you know what you need, and just in case you didn't get my message from earlier. So, we are going to use a small chair or legs up the chair. You will also need, if you have one, a yoga strap or maybe a hand towel or a scarf to stretch. If you don't have these things, no worries, we can get by without them. A couple of towels and a couple of pillows. All right. So we're just going to start seated this morning. And just find a nice, long, tall spine as you sit. And I hear a couple of people's microphones on, it gives us a little bit of kind of distracting background noise. So if you could mute your microphones, that would be awesome. Give us a nice experience for our recording today. So just take your hands and fold them one on top of the other in your lap. And close your eyes. And just begin to center and ground this morning. And what is mindfulness? And the best way I can describe it to you is we tend to go through life kind of on autopilot. So I'm sure we've all had that experience. Still got a couple of microphones on, at least one, I believe, if you could mute your mic. We've all had that experience where maybe we've been driving somewhere and we begin to focus on something else in our thought process. And before we know it, we've arrived at our destination and not knowing how we got there, what turns we made. And so mindfulness is being fully present without distraction. So we'll begin our practice today just with that mindful awareness on our breath. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And we're going to do a pranayama, which is a breath technique. There'll be 5 breaths. And we'll count up to 10 with the breath. So breath number 1, you'll breathe in for 1 count, out for 2. The second breath, you'll breathe in for 3, out for 4. Then you'll breathe in for 5, out for 6, and on until you finally reach breathing in for 9 and out for 10. So we'll do that first breath together. Exhale completely before we begin. Breathe in 1, out 2, 1. Breathe in 3, 2, 1. Breathe out 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Breathe in 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, breathe out, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then you'll begin again with the number 1. We'll just do this breath technique for about 4 rounds this morning on your own. Finish one more complete cycle of your 5 breaths. And then just allow your breathing to return to a normal flow. And we'll blink our eyes open. Still sitting tall in your chair, begin to rotate your body to the right side. And maybe your left hand can reach across you and take hold of the edge of your chair if it has a back to it. If not, you can just completely relax that arm into your lap. Inhale back to center. Exhale to relax. Lengthen the spine, start to turn to your left. Maybe the right arm reaches across to take the chair. And you can use your hand to help facilitate the twist or to get a little stretch on the outside of your right shoulder. Inhale back to center. And exhale to relax. So when we lay down on our back today on the floor and use our chair as a prop, we're going to be in this same exact position. So we'll see a 90-degree flex at the hip and a 90-degree flexion at the knee, but we'll be laying on our back. If you choose not to go to the floor today, you can do these stretches sitting right in your chair. So the first stretch we'll do before we go to the floor is we'll lift the right knee up, hug it up towards your chest, flex your foot, and then bring this ankle across the thigh, pressing the knee open. This is our figure 4 stretch. We'll be stretching the outside of the hip. Take a nice inhalation to prepare, and then exhale and slightly hinge forward until you feel the hip say good morning. This is a wonderful stretch if you have issues with sciatic nerve problems. It stretches those deep external rotators, the piriformis. And then we'll inhale to come back up. Exhale to release that side, softly, gently pulling the left knee up. Flex your foot, bring it across, open that knee out. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale and hinge. And just notice, is one side a little tighter than the other? Without forcing, just being aware of any differences we have from right to left sides. Inhale back up and exhale to release. And we'll scoot forward to the edge of your chair, so your sitting bones are on the edge, and lengthen the right leg straight out with a flexion in the ankle. Lengthen up nice and tall, then hinge forward to stretch through your hamstring. Now this might be a place where you would need your strap. You could place that under the bottom of the foot and give yourself a little pull down. Nice breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And then release that strap and rise up, bending that knee. Place the left leg out, pull the toes up, lengthen the spine as you hinge forward, any amount. Just a brief stretch to prepare us for our longer stretches that we'll hold today. There's no tension in the neck or shoulders, everything relaxed and softened. One more breath. Exhale, release, and rise up. So to situate our chair for legs up the chair, I'm going to rotate mine to the side to give you a side view. If you need a little extra padding for your hips, a towel is nice to place right underneath the hips here on the floor. Not necessary, but sometimes that's nice. Have your strap close. And then also we're going to bring one of your pillows to either side of your chair, right and left side. And then take your time to come on down onto your back. If you need a little pillow behind the head to keep that neutral head position, have that ready as well. So our goal when we come up onto the chair is to have the entire lower leg supported and the feet. So I don't want my chair so high that I can't get my feet down to touch. So you might need a little bit of a towel or a pillow underneath the feet. Nice long spine, we're comfortable here. And then reach for your strap. We'll place it underneath the bottom of the right foot. Extend that leg up. Our goal is to keep a neutral pelvis here. And in our restorative practice, we want to feel as relaxed as possible. So I'm not using a lot of tension with my arms. And in fact, if you'd like, you can bring your elbows down and just kind of cradle your hands across your lap. So you're not really using a lot of work in your arms to hold this pose. Our restorative stretches are not intense in nature. On a scale of 1 to 10, there may be a 3 or a 4, something you could hold for minutes on minutes. And then just come to a nice, gentle rhythm with your breath. An equal ratio breath, inhaling and exhaling, the same duration. So maybe you'll inhale a count of 3, exhale a count of 3. If your hamstrings are tight and you cannot straighten your leg, then your leg is going to be down a little bit lower so you can get that length through the back of the thigh. Where it crosses the back of the knee, we want to extend that out nice and straight. As the muscle and the connective tissue begins to release, you might be able to cinch it up just a little bit more here. And then just check in with all of your muscles, making sure everything is completely softened and relaxed. The left leg, the leg that's on the chair, just let it relax and soften. There's no work anywhere here, with the exception of your hands holding the strap. Even that is a soft connection. We'll take 3 more breaths in and out through the nose. And then to finish this stretch, take 1 cleansing breath. So we inhale deeply through the nose and then open the mouth and exhale forcefully with a Once you finish that cleansing breath, begin to bend the knee and release the strap. Just fold your hands over your lap and notice any difference between the right leg and the left leg. Those differences begin to dissipate as we breathe. And then take your time to loop the strap under the bottom of the left foot. And I'm strapping it under the ball of the foot, not the arch. That way I can get some flexion of the ankle. Once you have that height where you can straighten the leg completely, maybe bring your elbows down to your sides. Relax your shoulder blades. So the difference between stretching our hamstring in this position or maybe sitting up is we get this nice return of blood from the bottom of the leg, the lower extremity, back towards the heart. It's very therapeutic. Eyes are closed. We have an equal ratio breath. Now check in with your jaw. Make sure you're not clenching your teeth. You can even maybe open and close your mouth a couple of times, or take your jaw from side to side and relax it. And just really stay mindful and present in this stretch. If it's feeling too much, lower it down a little. Or maybe take it just a little deeper. And check in with your pelvis. It should be neutral on the floor. The right leg relaxed into your chair. Take 3 more equal ratio breaths. And 1 cleansing breath. Inhale deeply through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. We'll bend that knee, releasing the strap. Setting that off to the side, just fold your hands across your lap. And notice the difference between the right leg and the left. And then we'll pull our right knee up into the chest as we did when we were seated for our figure 4 stretch. So we have a flex in this ankle. We're going to draw the ankle across the thigh and then press the knee just briefly away from you with this right hand. And then relaxing the arms by your side or across your lap. Relax your legs and notice if you're feeling much of a stretch here in this right hip. If it feels adequate, you can remain there. Or if you'd like a little more, maybe you can grab your chair and glide it toward you, which is going to bring your knee in closer to your chest. Arms can be out to the side like a T, goalpost, any comfortable position, or fold them across your lap. So we're here in our figure 4 for 5 minutes. In a restorative practice, we want to relax everything. So with that support of the body comes release. And we certainly could pull the knees up to the chest using our arms, but then we would have a little bit of work and tension in our body. So certainly if you'd like to do that, you can, but our goal here in restorative is just to rest and let the chair do the stretch for you. If your mind starts to wander as we hold these stretches, I'd like you to come back to that counting breath, breathing in 1, breathing out 2, and so on, so that you keep your thought on the breath and on your practice. Feel your belly rise and fall as you breathe. And if at any time this stretch feels like it's getting uncomfortable, you can press the chair back away from you to release the tension, or even uncross the leg and set it back to the chair. As we're releasing tension in our outer thigh and our hip, we also might be releasing tension in our emotions. So let any stress or anxiety you might be carrying just drift away with the stretch. I have just under 1 minute remaining. Take 3 more equal ratio breaths. And 1 cleansing breath. And we'll slowly uncross that leg, setting it to the top of the chair. And just reach your arms and stretch them above your head. Lengthen. Then we'll pull that left knee right up to the chest, give it a little hug up. Flexing this ankle, draw it across the top of the thigh and press that left knee away from you. Just for a couple of breaths, give it a little push, not too forcefully. And then relaxing the arms, just notice how much of a stretch you feel here. And if you need to deepen, maybe you take the chair and pull it toward you, bringing your knees closer into your chest. Now remember, a restorative stretch is not that intense stretch that you might feel, say if you were doing this in pigeon pose or in a traditional yoga class. This is all about a long hold and slowly releasing that tension. Now let this foot just relax, the shin, the knee, the thigh, the glute, the buttocks, and come back to the breath. We release physical tension. We release mental tension, emotional tension. And when we remove that tension from our being, we open ourselves to all that is positive, to more joy and happiness and patience and kindness. As you breathe, see if you can sink a little deeper into the floor, into the top of the chair, into your mat, into peace. And we have just under 1 minute remaining on this side. Notice all the sensations in your body, not just the stretch. Notice sound, light behind your eyelids. Maybe there's a fragrance in the air in your home. All of our senses are switched on in this state of mindfulness. We'll take 3 more equal ratio breaths. And 1 cleansing breath. And gently uncross the knee. Allow your leg to return to the chair. And stretch the arms, reach them. Let your rib cage lift off the floor just a little bit. And then relax that stretch. So we are going to take this right leg and open up the hip. So the way we'll do this is to pick the leg up off the chair, let it open to the side, and then you'll tuck your foot down to the floor, and then make sure that this outer thigh is supported by your pillow. So if your leg is hanging in space up here, you're not going to be able to completely relax it. You might have to take both of your pillows and bring them over to that one side so you can get your leg to open and to relax into that pillow. This left knee, you can also open it slightly on the top of the chair so you have both knees widening and opening. And if it feels comfortable for you, come to cactus arms. So we have our elbows out to the side, but if your hands do not touch the floor, that's not a good restorative position for you. You can open your arms out, palms up. Just make sure your entire arms are in contact with the floor. So this is our modified Baddha Konasana. And we're just focusing on opening up the right inner thigh and groin with full support of that thigh with your props. Now over time, you might have enough release that you can remove one of your pillows and let your leg come further down. So you choose if that feels appropriate for you. Now check in with this hip and make sure there's nothing tightening or gripping. Everything is completely softened. If you're feeling a little chilly, you can reach for one of your towels or blanket and take it over your legs. And we come back to the breath. Now, if your arms are in this cactus goalpost arm position, you might feel a nice stretch and release for your pecs. So enjoy that there as long as it's not too tense. You can even take the breath up into the heart to enjoy that a little bit more. Feel a deeper sensation of release. If at any time that right inner thigh is feeling too much stress, you can bring that leg back to the top of your chair. And notice your hands. Your fingers should be relaxed. They're slightly curled. Notice the back of your head, heavy into the floor. And maybe from time to time, you just turn the head back and forth just to make sure there's no tension in your neck. If the arms become uncomfortable, fold them back across your lap. And we're here just under 1 minute. we'll take 3 more breaths, equal ratio. Maybe in for a count of 3, out for a count of 3. And 1 cleansing breath. Now very carefully bringing this thigh back up. Maybe you're assisting with this hand here. It might feel a little tight and achy in your hip. We'll bring it back to the top of the chair. Now maybe you'll need that second pillow here on the other side. If you know, bring it across. And then we'll take this left leg, pick it up, and let it open out into that pillow. The foot kind of tucks underneath the chair, and make sure it lands to the floor or to your pillow. The right leg can slightly open a little bit on top of the chair. And then just soften through your hips. And maybe the arms come back to your goalpost position. If you feel any tension in your shoulder blades, press the back of your head into the floor, lift your shoulder blades up, give them a little wiggle, draw them away from your ears, and set them back down onto the mat. You might notice difference from the right hip to the left. And just let it go. Let that thigh feel heavy. It's normal for the mind to wander here and for unwanted thoughts to enter our mind. There's nowhere to go, no place to be, nothing to do, but be here and now. Fully present in this moment. If you're feeling some release in that hip, you might be able to take a pillow away and come down a little deeper. And we're here just under 1 minute remaining. Now take 3 more equal ratio breaths in and out through the nose. And one cleansing breath, breathing in as full as you can through the entire rib cage. Let it expand. Maybe you use that left hand to help pick the knee up and set both legs back on top of the chair. Now, if you'd like to move from your chair to a wall space for legs up the wall, instead, I'll give you a second to transition to put your legs up against a wall, or you can stay right here with your legs on the chair. If you're using your chair, go ahead and lift your legs straight up. And we are going to pump the ankles by flexing and pointing. And you can do this right on the wall as well. So legs up the wall gives us a big boost to our immune system. It helps for the blood to return back to the heart. Also, the lymphatic fluid. And sometimes the blood and the lymphatic fluid gets a little clogged in our legs. We do a lot of sitting or standing through the day. So we'll just keep pumping those ankles, and what we're doing is squeezing with our muscles the veins and pumping that blood back up through those one-way valves in the vein towards the heart. Now, if you have your strap and you'd like to use it, you can actually cinch it around your legs. If you're up against the wall, you can bring your feet through and then tighten your strap up. Or if you have a scarf or something, you can just tie it in a little knot so that you have the legs tight together. You can do that same thing here if you have your legs over the chair as well. So it just helps you to relax your thighs a little bit deeper. So we'll cinch that up nice and tight. Now, if you have a towel next to you, you can take your head wrap by bringing that towel behind the back of the head. And bring it right underneath the nape of the neck. And take one side of the towel, cross it over the ear and the eye. Tuck it behind the head and cross over the other ear and eye, tucking it behind the head. Bringing the arms into a comfortable place, either next to your side, goalpost. We'll come back to that breath flow. Inhaling 1, exhaling 2. Inhaling 3, exhaling 4, and so on until you reach 10. And then starting again at 1. And just taking as many rounds of this breath that you'd like, eventually returning to a normal, natural breath flow. Allow yourself to sink heavier into the floor. Allow yourself to feel 10% more relaxed. Embrace a sense of peace and calmness, and let that envelop your entire being. We're here in this final pose, just under 1 minute remaining. And then we'll prepare for 3 cleansing breaths. We'll exhale completely. Then breathe in deeply through the nose. Expand the ribs. And let it out. 2 more. If you have a head wrap, you can slowly unwrap your head. If you have the strap on your thighs, loosen it up and slide it off of the knees. And just being aware of your surroundings, we'll prepare to roll over onto a side, lifting that arm on the side of the body you're rolling to, stretch it up. And then drop those knees, rolling over to our baby pose. When you're ready, use the strength of that arm to press yourself up. Coming to a comfortable seat. Lengthen your spine. Ground into your sitting bones. Eyes are still closed for a couple of breaths. Just noticing how you're feeling. And maybe you can find a word that describes the way you're feeling in this moment. Peaceful, relaxed, renewed, restored. We'll blink our eyes open and stretch the arms up. Inhale. And as you exhale, drop the right arm and side bend, lengthen. Inhale back up. And exhale, side bend. One more breath in, this time pressing the palms together. In our Anjali Mudra, draw the thumbs into heart center. And it is in this way that we express our gratitude for this opportunity to practice together virtually. It is my honor and my pleasure to lead you through your practice this morning. The light and love that resides within me honors the light and love in each of you. Namaste. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll bring our recording off. And if anybody would like to say hi, you can put your mics on and your cameras too.